We're Christians, but we live life by the red letters. We believe that Black Lives Matter. We are pro-choice, and we are unapologetically 100% allies, supporters to the LGBTQIA plus community, and that will never change.
Yeah.
We're like radical progressive.
Yeah.
Hear me out, you little...
Just hear me out. Hear me out.
Just hear me out. Hear me out.
Okay.
All right. I think we're good. I think so. Okay, ready?
Yeah, do you think?
Doing the thing. Riley Cam.
Is it Riley Cam up there?
Yeah, it's up there.
Why'd you point that way?
Because the screen's over there. I can see it. 1, 2, 3. Hey, that was a good one. That was a great one.
Good job.
Okay. So let's see here. Episode 7 of Okay, So Hear Me Out. With David Caitlin and Mrs. Riley Rue. We actually got a brand new camera set up. Right here. For the Riley cam. Because, I need to talk into the microphone if people hear me.
Yeah.
Because people have been getting, we want to see more Riley. Show us more Riley. Fuck you guys. So we set up a camera, pointed on the TV, pointed directly at Riley so you guys can see the dog more, I guess.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay. You got your emotional support bladder.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rockstar's cracked. Riley's half asleep.
We're good to go. Let's do this.
All right, episode 7, baby. So how do you want to start? Start as always? Comments?
I don't know why you asked that question. It's the same way we
I'm
always
going to ask you every fucking time.
I know. You said that we have a lot to talk about.
There are a lot of comments.
Okay.
So I don't even know where to fucking start with this.
Just go down the list. Oh.
So I feel like we're never going to get out of this fucking towel saga.
No.
It's never going to happen. But anyway, this is just the layout of the towels. We have people asking, like, can you just take a picture? Because you snapped this, right?
Yeah.
You took this picture.
Yeah.
So you can actually see what the fuck she's talking about. She's like, well, I roll these ones, I fold these ones, the blue ones are these.
I need everybody to understand. This is our closet. So in this is our linen closet.
There's not a lot of space.
Yeah. So there's a shelf up above that holds cleaners, paper towels, toilet paper. And then I have nothing down here. Right?
Yeah, like that's like a slant.
That's where the stairs are to come down here, right? So I don't have a lot of space.
There's not a lot to work with.
So this was me being like, so everybody has their own basket.
So this is our towels?
This is our towels because our bathroom, okay. There's gotta be our bathroom.
Here we go.
And our bedroom, the color scheme is black and white.
Yeah.
So our towels are black. Leia and Sam are chaotic. They don't have a theme because they're teenagers.
Their theme is stinky teens.
Yeah, their theme is I'm going to ruin every towel I use anyway.
Yeah.
So Leia's in the middle. Sam is here. At one point, Sam did have a full basket of towels, but this kid apparently enjoys leaving them at Mac Island. So now he shares a basket with hand towels.
Okay, I got you. So that's the trifold hand towels.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
Nice.
And trifold face cloths.
Perfect. Mm-hmm. Clear as mud. Everybody knows now.
We get it now.
Fucking move on. No more of this.
Well, if they watched last episode, they know that it's a trifold and we're moving on.
Yeah.
Yep.
But now you know the layout
of our fantastic closet.
So yeah, we got a ton of comments this week. So like a lot. So we'll just plow through them, I guess. This is regarding your setup of my bathroom corner on the sink. See, so these are random listeners. This person, Equestracat, she found us on TikTok, and I think she started listening to the episodes. That's so much better than my boyfriend. Let me know if you managed to train him. These are definitely helping, because I don't know if you've noticed.
You have been very good since last week.
I haven't. Everything's been organized the way you fucking set it up, now that I know. And Lily PD21 says, by the third time, these would all be in the trash in my house. Every time after that. You'll learn quick when it costs them. You're not wrong. I probably would have realized the first time if I come in there and it was all gone.
Yeah, and here's the thing, too, though, is that, like, that is the rule of thumb for everything that gets laid on the counter. and you know that. If stuff is left on the counter, you get like 24 hours, and then I tell you to bring it downstairs. I put it on the ledge to come downstairs, and if it doesn't make its way downstairs, it gets thrown out.
There's limits to this, though. There we have, like, I know you've tested the kids, like leaving a sock in a corner on the floor to see how long it would last.
Are you ready to go in your bed now? She's like, I'm done.
Put me in bed, Mom. Just don't fall out. She's gonna roll off. Come on, Ryle. Get her all situated.
Girl, it ain't that hard.
She's getting big.
She's almost getting too big for the bed.
Get a new bed and a new desk.
Well, we do
and new mics.
We do need a bigger desk.
We need new everything.
Yeah, we do. So start donating, people. We love you.
Yeah, bigger. Look at poor Riley. Struggling.
She's on the struggle bus.
How's she looking on the Riley cam?
Oh, she's good.
Right,
Look at
sweet.
how sweet she is.
So, I don't... Looks like you got no pants on.
I don't.
Oh, okay. So...
It's my podcast.
So, we got...
Oh, Evan.
I think Evan probably sent 3 of the comments.
Oh, God.
Okay, so hear me out. See what I did there? Yes, Evan, we see what you did. I think you should do an episode like you are currently doing, but instead of Dave, we just see Riley. I'll see. So you timed out good. Just see how the people like it. And because Boston's are fucking awesome, also, if you can keep to my schedule of expectations a little better, that'd be great. Because obviously we were late last episode getting it out. Yeah.
Yes, Evan.
He messaged me like the day off. He's like, where the fuck is the episode, motherfucker?
Yes, Evan. Whatever you need.
And as soon, like you timed out good because I was setting the Riley cam up already. So
yeah.
There you go, Evan, just for you. You're not going to like this one. Evan says, for next episode, you should have the missus discuss how the Chicago Bears will be way better than the Packers this season. This will not cause any drama whatsoever.
Who the fuck said this?
That was Evan.
Evan? You can go fuck yourself.
Have the Bears played yet?
They haven't played them yet. But we did play the Browns, and we won 23-10, so in preseason, so...
That's pretty bad. 23-10?
I mean, whatever.
Who was playing for the Browns? A kindergarten class?
Because we beat the Bears every year. There's never been a year, like it's been, I can't remember how many years in a row it is.
Fuck.
But they've beat them every year.
Now that you've said it.
And if Evan fucks that up, I'm going to ban him. He's blocked.
He's blocked from the show.
Yeah.
So this is my friend Ashley back home. I love this podcast so much and totally relate to it a lot. Caitlin, you are freaking hilarious. I'm dead every week. Please keep this going. Dave's funny too, but this ain't about him. I love you guys. Ashley's amazing. She's one of the nicest girls I've ever known. She's a sweetheart. Yeah. So thanks so much for tuning in, Ashley.
Thanks, Ashley.
She says it's been helping her a lot lately.
Okay.
Which is great. This is... okay, so you know... one of the reel of you talking about your ADHD meds.
Forgetting that I need meds to pick up my meds, yeah.
It's blowing up on Facebook. Right now it's got 30,000 plays and over like 1,500 likes.
Lord.
So that's where the next few are coming from. They're randoms on the internet that have found you through Facebook Reels and are now tuning in. So.
Okay.
So Jessica Lynn 06. Or no, that's 6 hours. Okay, so Jessica Lynn 0. This is so... This is so relatable because I've been struggling for months to even make the appointment to get my new prescription, and the office is annoyed why I can't complete the 6 steps needed to make an appointment as a new patient. Ma'am, if I need to complete that many steps to even start my ADHD meds again, I assure you it's not happening. So you're definitely not the only one with that.
That's literally the...
How do they make it so difficult?
Because the truest part about that whole statement is literally the steps, right?
Yeah.
So it literally took my assistant manager at the time, Janice. She literally helped me fill out the papers at work because I was like, they sat on my desk for like a week, and she was like, Caitlin, like, you need meds. There's something wrong with you. Yeah. Like, you're fucked.
This needs to get done.
This needs to get done. Let's fill out the questionnaire. Let's do this right now. And I was like, okay. And it literally took us like 2 hours to do because I kept getting up and walking away. So, and in case anybody's wondering, I failed the ADHD test miserably.
Yeah.
I
bombed it.
I like scored out of like...
The paper caught on fire.
Out of like the 41 questions, I checked yes to all 41 of them.
Yeah.
Like all the time, always, constantly.
Yeah.
So.
Just bombed.
Yep.
Yeah, so I don't know why they make it so difficult for ADHD patients to get ADHD.
It literally shouldn't be this hard, but
it's like when they make people the word lisp have an S in it, or
you're so mean.
Or the fear of long words is one of the longest words ever made.
Yes,
stuff like that. It's just cruel.
It is cruel.
ADHD.
This one's funny.
Should get. Crystal Iskander said...
Iskander, it's my sister.
Oh, okay. Iskander.
That you met at our wedding.
Oh, nice. Crystal, good to see you again.
So offensive.
Trifold. Girl, I feel your mom on this one. I remember her unfolding my towels to teach me the trifold. Hashtag life-changing. Then she tagged your mom. I felt this whole conversation in her soul. We're still going on about fucking towels. We're never going to get past this.
Yeah.
I think this is it now. This has got to be the last few about towels.
I hope so.
Any more comments about towels I'm ignoring? So we told our story, or you did, last episode 6. So if you haven't seen that, go watch that and catch up. So T-Lin said, I had no idea you guys knew each other for so long. Yeah, because we knew each other for like 12 years. At Academy. The pieces were there the whole time. You just had to sort them out. Plus, I think you went through so much together in such a short amount of time. It built your bond so strong from the ground up. P.S. I love Menescape. I think we all do. But I'm so proud of where you both are. I love you guys.
Yeah. Tori got ticks. Yeah.
So she didn't know that we knew each other the whole time?
I guess not.
Guess not.
No.
I thought that was just common knowledge.
Maybe.
I guess it wasn't. Okay, so I thought this was so interesting. So Tokyo Mike.
Yeah.
He watched episode 6 and he started commenting on it, and we talked about it a little bit, and I asked him if I could bring it up on today's episode. He said, yeah. So
why did you just zoom in? Why don't you just read it from your laptop? Oh, you can't.
Okay. So in regards to you talking about planning, when you were talking about your sister lives on the edge, I don't know. Tokyo says it's funny hearing about her versus her sister and planning, because for me, with ADHD anxiety, I often don't plan things. If I plan stuff, it can often cause me issues with what if it doesn't work as planned and so many other things. The one consistency thing for me for the last 8 years is I work Monday to Friday. Other than that, I tend to wing it for most things in my life, which is...
Yeah.
Then I asked him if we could bring this up. He said, yeah, of course. For me, it's the thought of failure of the plan. What if things I planned don't work out for this, or something else gets fucked up? So in my head, I can hop in the truck right now and head to Edmonton, no real plans, or hotel res, just figure it out on the way. Or when I get there, you tell me we're going in 5 weeks, and I book off work, book hotel, make a plan that begins to fuck with my anxiety of things. So that's like the opposite of you.
Yeah, so here's the problem with me is this is very typical for ADHD.
Right, like that's what I expected you to be like.
Yeah, but because I have I have clinical level obsessive compulsive disorder,
right?
OCD.
So you got a combo.
They play against each other. So I have the exact fear. I get anxiety if things not working out.
Yep.
You've seen how I was when we were planning to go to BC. Literally, we were planning it for 8 weeks, and that entire 8 weeks, I lived in anxiety because I was like, something's not that's just whatever. So the ADHD side of me is like, let's wing it. But my OCD is like, no.
Yeah.
We can't wing anything. We need to plan things 6 months in advance. So I do, and this is where my mental health kind of takes a turn away from the regular ADHD person, because I'm also battling OCD.
Right.
And my OCD is not the I need to turn a light switch on and off 3 times when I walk into a room, or I got to knock 3 times. Mine is the obsessive compulsive of I'm very compulsively organized. It's an organizing factor. That is how I feel. This is going to sound really sad, but that is how I feel like my contribution to life is being able to organize things and have things in order. And then when they don't go into order, then I get anxiety. And then my ADHD is like, well, we got to fix everything right now. And then it kind of like, they all play against each other.
I can understand that you feeling it's like a contribution. It's not sad at all because life is so chaotic, especially when you got like a large family, kids and stuff. So being able to make sure everything is going to be,
it's also
at least the stuff works out.
One thing I learned in therapy was it's a control factor. Because because for the last 5 years, or even prior to that, there's been so much trauma that has happened and so much in the outside world that I can't control. So being in my OCD and allowing my OCD to take over, that's where that's something I can control. Yeah. So I can actually hold on to that and go, I can actually keep the cupboards the way that I want them. And that to me is where I feel my anchor. Because outside of the house, everything is falling apart. The world is on fire right now, literally and figuratively. Yeah. And I can't control any of that. And I hate not being able to control things. It's an OCD thing. And there are times I know that there have been times I sound very narcissistic when I talk about control because I want to be able to control everything. I want everything to go a certain way because if not, I panic. Yeah. And I don't know, I need to know what's happening because if I don't know, I'm like, it's the fear of the unknown for me, which is ADHD. Yeah. We have the fear of the unknown. My OCD does not allow me to not know. Yeah. My OCD has to know everything. I need to know what's happening 6 months from now, yesterday. And if I don't know, then my ADHD starts freaking out.
That's so intriguing to me. So you've got the entire time, both of this is battling against each other.
100%. They're literally like, my ADHD is like, let's do something fun today and be out of the ordinary. But then my OCD is like, but we need to fold laundry and we need to mop the floors and we need to meal prep. So you can, like, it's 31 degrees today. Today would have been a beautiful day for me to go to the beach. And I was thinking after church, that'd be so much fun to do, but I didn't plan it. And I can't and I was thinking like, but this is why I don't, and a lot of times these ideas pop in my head and I just don't say them because I know I'm not going to follow through with it because my OCD is not going to allow me to because I didn't plan it out properly. Right. Right. So like, I would love to just jump in the truck and drive to Edmonton. But if I just looked at you right now and said, we're going to take a road trip tomorrow, there's no way. It would fall apart at the seams because my ADHD would take over and there'd be nothing organized about it.
Is there a way that I could like play into it? Like if you said it and just said, yeah, sure, let's do it. And then
you would have to have it planned for me. Okay. But even then I would be like, you're not doing it right. Yeah.
Right. That's so funny. I mean, it's not funny. It's horrifying.
It's very horrifying. It's very like, and this is one thing that like my sister also has like, my sister and I went through a lot of the same traumas together growing up, but we experienced different sides of it. So her winging things is because her entire life was planned out for her. Okay. So she never got to just...
That's how it manifests.
Because my parents were working all the time. Right. So she raised me, basically. Like, she was my mom. And so she could not do whatever she wanted because she had to make sure that I had supper and that I ate and that my homework was done and that I was in bed on time and yada, 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 whatever. She didn't have freedom unless my mom was off work. Right. So now I think that's where hers comes from. For me, it's because I lost control of everything for 13 years in addiction. Yeah. That the moment, and I've always had that little bit of like, I love cleaning. Like it's always been something that I like, but I think since getting sober, the OCD just kind of took over. Yeah. Yeah. Because my ADHD was at bay because I was sniffing cocaine.
Yeah, you were medicating it.
Right? It was already medicated. So my OCD was kind of, I didn't realize it was OCD because I just thought I was high and wanted to clean. Yeah, which is normal for a person high. It's not normal for everybody. It's normal for some people who are high. So it just, I can 100% relate to, but right next to where this is, my OCD is going. We can't just wing anything. Yeah. There needs to be a day by day. I need to know what's happening. Like even for us, when we were doing this trip to go to BC, I was messaging my brothers being like, okay, so the day of, what time are we going to get up?
What's
like,
the plan?
are we going to go to, and they were like, well, it's not, and I'm like,
Yeah, we're just kind of feeling it out. Yeah, couldn't handle it.
Lord, okay, let's see what happens here. Like, you know what I mean?
So when you're medicating your ADHD, what's your OCD doing? Like, is it taking over?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
So that's a whole other fucking thing.
Yeah, I feel like the OCD is just always there.
Yeah.
There are things I can do to get control of it, but I like it. Like, I like being organized, and I like planning, and I like being...
I don't think it's a problem.
No, not at the moment. I mean, it might be one day, but right now it's what makes me feel like I have control over in a world that I cannot control. There are so many things that I want to change and that I want to do, and so many things that I want to help with that I can't. So organizing our kitchen cupboards once a week is my way of having control.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I mean, our kids are chaotic. So, I mean, trying to keep our house in an order.
God, these kids were gone for 2 weeks, and my house was like so nice. And I literally walked into their, like, I was like, you know what? They
just got back.
They've had such,
they got back yesterday?
such a long, 2 days ago. They had such a long 2 weeks. I'm going to clean the house before they come. I'll make sure their bathroom is done because our kids do chores every weekend. Every Sunday, they have chores they have to do to get the house ready for the week so nobody has to worry about it. And I made sure all of that was done. You can't even tell that I steam clean their carpets and clean their bathroom.
Yeah.
Because they're monsters.
Yeah.
That is what it is.
That's teenagers.
Anyway. But yeah, Mike, I really appreciate it, and I completely understand. And I mean, maybe he'd be a good idea. Maybe we'll get him on the podcast one day. It'd be nice.
I was thinking about asking him because he got diagnosed when he was a kid. So
so that's back when they were like,
when
your child will never have a future.
Yeah.
You may as well pull your kid out of school. They're never going to learn. They're never going to amount to anything.
Yeah. Back when ADHD kids were just problem childs.
You are the problem child. Yeah.
So whereas we're coming from it fresh, brand new diagnosis, the contrast there is very interesting.
Yeah.
You'd be definitely. Yeah. Mike, if you're listening, we'd love to have you on one of these days because I'm sure that would help a lot of people too, being able to hear it from that end. So that's our comment.
You said a lot. Like
that was like 10. That was a lot.
It?
We're 20 minutes in, babe, and we're still
sweet.
in comments.
Cool.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell them about the black leggings or? Should we? Should I admit this part? Guys, there isn't two pairs.
Authenticity is key.
There isn't 2 pairs of leggings. There's only one.
So if you missed last episode, if you missed it, go watch it. The fuck are you doing here? It's episode 7.
Yeah.
But if you're not, for a quick recap, she thought she was missing a pair of leggings, but she wasn't. She was just washing them opposite, thinking they were the same pair. And as we did laundry yesterday and we're putting them away, we realized...
No, I've been washing the same pair.
It is the same pair. You have lost a pair of leggings.
I have lost a pair of leggings. This is the adventures, right? Like, this is it. Like, I'll take a picture of it so that you can show them, like, we can show next week of what the back of, like, what the closet looks like, my workout gear.
Yeah.
Like my gym gear, right? So it's very OCD organized. And there's an empty spot now because I don't know where that pair of leggings went. And it's irritating me to the point that I don't know what to do with myself.
We're just going to get another pair.
Sure. Last time I told you how much my leggings cost for the gym, you almost had a meltdown.
Yeah, that's right. Because they're not free.
Yeah, they don't just get dropped off on the front step. I mean, unless Zaya wants to like sponsor me or Lulu, I'm all for it.
If we're looking to, if you make women's gym wear or ADHD meds,
we're here.
We're here for you.
Yeah, drop them off.
Hit us up. We'll put your ad here somewhere.
We're going to set up a P.O. box that you can just send stuff to. Thanks, guys.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
We are working on getting some ads in here, though, so you may see that come soon. Just, we need new mics. We need new equipment. We want to get this as best as possible. New cameras that can actually zoom and shit.
It does.
Yeah. It's coming.
Cheers.
It's coming. Sure.
Everything's in the cart, ready to go.
Ready to go, but we're getting there.
Yeah.
So that's our comments for episode 7. Voomies, we did the pre-order.
Yeah, super exciting. So I know I touched on a little bit last week.
Is the pre-order still on?
Yes.
Pre-sale?
Yeah, the pre-sale's still on for another...
When's it over?
It was a week. So they have it open for 7 days. So I think it ends in like... So here's a really cool thing about Voomies.
This will be too late. So by the time this comes out, it'll be over.
Yeah, it'll be over by the time this comes out. But the really cool thing that they are doing now is they are actually coming up with a kids formula.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so there's been a lot of comments on the Voomy page on Facebook and like on their TikToks and all that kind of stuff of wondering. And I know actually a friend of mine, Robin in Newfoundland, had actually commented because when I made the initial post that I was like starting Voomies, I was like, I wonder if this would be good for kids. And I said, I'll look into it. So they don't have a kids formula, but they're working on it. So they're hoping that by the end of the year, they'll actually have a kids formula now to help pull your children off of ADHD meds, which would be really cool, right? Yeah. So it's nice. They're doing like Christmas flavors. They've got like, right now they have Voomy merch that you can buy only during the pre-sale. So they have like the mixer cups and
Did you get any of that stuff?
I got a cup.
You got a cup?
Yeah.
How much month supply did you get of Voomies? We're not sponsored.
No, we're not sponsored.
I really like what it did for her. Whereas as opposed to what Vyvanse does.
Hold on, because we need to talk about my ADHD ordering and how I ordered this shit.
Oh my God, yeah.
You were so mad at me.
Because you woke up she set an alarm, because it's Australian.
It's Australian time. So they went live 6 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time on August 7th. So that was technically 2 a.m. for us. So I set an alarm for 1:57 because I didn't know that it was open for 7 days.
Right. We just thought it was first come, first serve.
Yeah, first come, first serve. But what they did was they're doing this pre-sale because they want to see how much people order so they know how much stock to have.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So they'll basically quadruple whatever we order.
Yeah.
So that they always consistently have a quarter's worth.
Yeah.
Every time you order, that there'll never be a time when you go in and it's like out of stock. So anyway, so they never had this be the last time, but so it's 2:00 in the morning and I was like, hang on guys.
Yeah, one eye open.
So I'm like, beep, beep, and add to cart. I did 3 months worth of Flow Fuel.
Daytime stuff, yeah.
Yeah, and then I did another, because I still have the Bedtime Bliss
right, because you don't use it every day.
I don't use it every day, but I do need to start because I was reading. I'll get into that next. I did one of the Bedtime Bliss and a cup. Well, they just opened up new packages. One is called the Ultimate Bundle, where you get 2 things of Flow Fuel, 2 things of Bedtime Bliss for $200.
Yep.
Then there's also like the Flow Fuel bundle where you get 2 things of Flow Fuel for $108. Anyway, I ordered one of each.
Yeah.
Not even looking at the packages.
You just kept clicking at it.
Yeah, and anyway, I ended up spending like $100 more than I basically should
You could have just got a bundle.
I could have saved myself like $60.
Yeah.
Anyway, whatever. But they've opened up into like cheaper international shipping. So it was $60 last time I ordered it. It's gone down to $35.
Well, that's not bad. You got more this time too.
Yeah, and it's $35 this time. So I think they're like, it's like a flat rate now for international because Australia, like to ship from Australia is expensive.
It's a lot. It's outside the world.
Yeah, so it's $35 for me to ship this.
Is it like is it a powder? Is it a liquid?
It's powder.
We should have showed it. Well, when this order comes, we'll show.
Yeah, I'll literally like that's why I bought the cup because I wanted to bring the cup so that like I can actually like I want people to see the difference in me.
Yeah,
when I take it because right now, I can't take my full dose of Vyvanse because when I take it, I crash so hard at 3:00 that I could cry.
Yeah.
And what I like about Voomies is that doesn't happen.
Yeah. Like you were on Vyvanse this week and I come home from work and you're basically dead.
Yeah, I'm on the couch and I just like almost in tears because I just can't handle anything.
Which is very big contrast to when you were on the Voomies for the month. I didn't want to talk about or recommend Voomies yet until we like really felt it out, but you did, it was such a difference that I can't help it.
Yeah.
You really did. It really...
We talk about it a lot. Like it's, you know what I mean? Like it's people, and it's so funny because everybody has been like on the Facebook page have been, this is my first time, you know, what's it like? Does it actually help? And I'm like, what a difference. Like, it's insane.
I mean, obviously it might work for different diagnoses, but it worked for us.
And I think that everybody's ADHD is different.
Yeah.
So I am considered to be low functioning.
Right.
High intensity, low functioning ADHD.
If you didn't have the OCD diagnosis,
it would probably be worse.
Yeah. You wouldn't function at all.
I wouldn't function at all.
So it's the OCD that fuels you.
I guess. I don't know. It's so weird. Like, I'm so messed up. There's so much. There's so much. But, so for anybody who's been, like, I got my diagnosis from my general practitioner, but then my therapist is like certified in ADHD, so she can actually diagnose ADHD, and she has the proper treatments and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And she literally is like, a lot of people don't know that there's different levels to ADHD and that there's different, like, everybody's different. Everybody thinks that ADHD is just general and that's
just a spectrum.
But it's like, yeah, it's a spectrum, right? And she's like, and you're teetering on like the point of not being able to function without something to help you. And I'm like, I run on, like, for the first 3 years of my sobriety before my diagnosis, I was just running on chaos. So I figured that was just me trying to stay sober and yada, yada, yada. Like, I didn't really realize that, like, I'm fucked. I didn't really realize how fucked up my brain is. And now I'm like, anyway. So that's it. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Day by day.
So when are you expected to get the order? November?
So they're saying shipment is late September, early October.
So that's not too bad.
Yeah, so I should have it by the end of October.
We just got to limp along on Vyvanse in the meantime. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm really hoping late September because I start school September 30th.
Right, so that's gonna...
And
it'd be nice to start with the proper tools you need.
Yeah, for sure.
I got you.
Yeah, for sure.
What about your Effexor? Does that affect it?
Does it affect what?
Your ADHD?
Effexor, anybody who's on it. We had to go back
on that, right?
No. I was coming off of it.
But the withdrawals.
And the withdrawals were so bad.
Yeah.
So we're gonna say Google told me. Is what we're gonna say.
Yeah.
Google told me. For anybody who doesn't know, Effexor is a very efficient antidepressant and anxiety medication.
Which we've discussed on previously.
Yes. What I did not know, which I discussed previously, was that Effexor only goes up by 37.5 milligram doses. So it starts at 37.5, then it goes up to 70, whatever, that's 75.
A big fucking jump.
Then it goes up to 112. So that's literally the only way you can go up is by 37.5 doses.
Okay.
Which is insane.
Yeah.
And I'm not a pharmacist. I'm not a doctor. So to me, I don't look at it that way. Now, if you look at, what's that medication called? Other antidepressants. Zoloft. And those things, they go up by 10 milligram forms. Some go up by 5.
Yeah.
So that when you're ready and to come off of them, our daughter, who's 16 years old, was on 100. Was it 100? Or no, she was on 75 of Zoloft. And when she was done, she just, and she was on it for 6 months.
Yeah.
And she had no issues. I think she had a little bit of trouble sleeping, but
it wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad. So finding that Effexor, because, so it's the withdrawals are because the dosage is such a broad dosage.
Yeah.
So I Googled the other day, went on the Google, and I was like, what helps with the withdrawals, because I've gotten myself where I can push it 2 to 3 days.
You want to say why you want to come out? Because you didn't think you needed it?
Because I'm not depressed, I'm sad.
Yeah, we discovered this episode 4, I think. She was just sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm still sad.
Yeah.
I'm still dealing with a lot, but I don't think I'm antidepressant medication, whatever.
It was just the timing of
of everything that was going on.
Yeah.
Anyway, and so Google told me that because you get really bad vertigo, and usually like the second day is the worst. So I just end up having to take one, because if I have to work, like I can't work with vertigo. No. So Google told me that you can take Gravol, or you can also open up the capsules. I'm not a physician. This is not medical advice. This is just disclaimer.
Yep.
I'm not a doctor. If anything happens to anybody doing this, it is not my fault.
Do not try this at home.
Do not try this at home. Enter at own risk. But it works. So I've discovered that instead of taking the full, so what I've done is instead of taking the full 37.5, I open up the capsule, I let the beads fall into the little bowl, and I count out 15 beads. I put peanut butter on a spoon. I dip the spoon onto the 15 beads and swallow it.
Yeah.
Google also told me very strongly, in all capital letters, do not chew the beads, because it will make you very sick.
Yeah.
But you just kind of swallow them. And I'm now down to, like, I think I'm at 12 beads a day now.
So you're slowly weaning
out of 37 beads, I'm at 12.
Yeah.
So by the end of the week, I'll be off of it completely.
Sweet. So that's good.
And there's going to be we're going to do like a thing we've talked about. We'll show you. Yeah. We'll show you guys. There's going to be a thing that we're going to do. It's going to be a celebration, because honestly, like,
you've been trying to come off them for a while.
Leia looked at me and she goes, "Mom, you're so different when you're not on the Effexor."
And you are.
Yeah. When I was on 112 milligrams, and I would take it and I was just like numb.
Yeah. On top of everything else.
Yeah. On top of everything else, just completely numb, no emotion, didn't care, fucking whatever. And killed my sex drive.
Yeah.
On top of it, which is damaging for a marriage, not ours, because we're pound it.
I've been trying. Pound it.
Oh, Lord.
There's so many in the last one.
Yeah. This one's kind of a little bit more serious again today, because we're talking more about the mental health side of it. So, and the medications and stuff.
That's cool.
But yeah. No, it's at the end of the day, whatever works for you, right? And Effexor did not work for me. No. It was not what I wanted. It's not what I needed. And the panic attack that I had that day when I was like, I need cigarettes right now, was not because of anxiety. It was because of withdrawals. And I was like withdrawing from this antidepressant medication, and I just ran out of the Voomies, and I was like, you know what I mean? So there's like so many different factors into it, and there's just a lot of...
There's such a fucking art to it that I didn't realize. But like, your doctors are like, oh, let's try this, and we'll try this. Like, we don't really know what's going to work. We're just trying shit until it sticks. So it's
literally like Russian roulette.
Yeah. There's a lot more art to it than I thought there was going in. Yeah, which is wild. Yeah, the science is there, but you don't know what science is going to work for what person.
Yeah, well, because everybody's brain chemistry is different, right?
Yeah.
So, and everybody's hormones are different, and everybody's chemical makeup is different, and everything is different everywhere. So it's like you don't really know what is going to work against you and what's going to work for you until you do it.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's crazy to me.
I mean,
you're literally a guinea pig. Like when it comes to medication.
Oh, absolutely.
That's what you are. It's let's see if
your own
this
guinea
works.
pig trying to figure out what's going to work.
Yeah, and what's going to work, right? So I requested Vyvanse.
Yeah.
When I found out I had ADHD, and that was only because Chantal was on it, and it was like, and her and I are like, I mean, you can't really get two more similar people than what me and Chantal are, especially when it comes to our ADHD. So,
and it works great for Chantal.
and it worked great for her. And so I requested it. Now there are people, like we talked about Lacey, who get the bad side of Vyvanse and they become angry. And then there's Concerta, and Concerta, there's some people who've been on Concerta who it literally makes them cry. And they're like, they're chaotic and they're angry and they're like, you know what I mean? So it's different for everybody. So.
Wild.
Yeah, it is wild. It's so crazy to think because it's a medication that's made for this.
Yeah.
Right?
It's so
it's
specific.
made for ADHD. So why
but
does
it's like
it...
a fucking wild card.
But why does it not work for your ADHD? But again, that's because nobody realizes that there's a spectrum
so
to
broad.
ADHD. And it's such a broad spectrum, you don't realize it until you are, like, until you're on it.
Yeah.
And Lacey can, like, as an example, Lacey's ADHD, she can function. She functions like a squirrel, but like she functions, like she gets her day done, and it happens. Tamara's starting to notice now that she's got, but she can still get through her day. I cannot.
Yeah.
Like my day is, if I'm not medicated.
You're like a hurricane.
Oh, it's brutal.
There's half-done jobs everywhere through the house.
Yeah, I started meal prepping today, and then so I put the rice on, turned the oven on, and then called it Leia to get her to come do my nails. The chicken and the beef sat out in the back sink in cold water for like 3 hours.
Yeah.
After it was already thawed out.
I noticed that when I came home, because me and Sam went to the gym today. It was his first session back. And I walked into the house, the stove was on. And then...
No, it was when you came back from the store.
Oh, the store? Was it? And then you're like, I just realized the stove's on, cooking no chicken in it.
There was a timer on my phone. For what? What am I timing? Unreal.
Amazing.
Yeah. It's really actually, you know what? So I had a really good conversation with somebody at church today about ADHD. When I first went into church and sat down, her and I were talking about ADHD, and she was like, she just made a very drastic change to her hair, and it was like, so now she was very aware of like
hyper aware of it. Yeah.
And then you could see she was like
very hyper aware of everything.
Yeah, she's like, well, her and I our ADHDs are pretty like
they're similar.
Yeah. And she's like doing this, and I do this a lot too, right? And I'm like, are you very aware of your shirt right now? And she was like, I've never been more aware of the clothes I'm wearing than what I am right now. And it's like disgusting. And she couldn't, and I was like, no, I totally get it. I was like, and then I told her the story about like my hair, and she was like, literally. Yeah. And she was like, she was singing, and she was like, I'm literally up there, and I'm trying not to like look like I'm doing this, but like I can't handle, I'm very aware that I can feel.
She's singing, killing it, and on the back of her mind, all she can think of
is the feeling of the shirt on her skin.
Right.
And then I'm the same way. So I was getting ready for church this morning, and I put on one skirt. It's a very nice skirt. It's very long and flowy. And I started walking, and every time I walked, I could feel it hit my leg, and I was like, why is it doing that? It's never done this before. Why does this skirt feel like this? And it was like the way it brushed my leg every time, I was like chills. And I was like, I got to take it off. So I put on jeans, and I was like, oh, I can't move. I just can't do anything, because I would walk and I could hear the jeans rubbing together. And I was like, no, I can't do that either. And then I put on this last skirt that I had on. And because it had the slit that I could bring up higher, the skirt didn't brush my leg the way the other one did, so I could change. Yeah. And then I was comfortable, and I was like, okay, I can actually go and sit and function now. Then when I got to church and I was sitting there, the string on the skirt kept drifting off my leg, and I was like, and I was just like, it's so out of nowhere. And fuck. And it literally just happens out of nowhere, where you're like completely fine, and then you're
hyper focused,
out of nowhere, super aware of what's touching you, and you can hear colors, and you can taste sounds, and it's like overstimulation to the core of everything.
So are you back in your overstimulation phase?
No, it just happened. It's just overstimulation. Here's the thing. I know that I have there's a cycle, right? And we have phases that we go through.
Yeah. But each phase
is there all the time. So I'm not constantly overstimulated, but moments will make me overstimulated.
Yeah.
Like I can never go to the gym at 6:00 in the evening ever again.
Yeah.
Because I went that one day and it ruined it for me because I
busy.
could hear people breathing certain ways.
Yeah.
I could feel the sweat in the air.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's too many people. So I was like, I will never again. If I cannot go to the gym in the morning, I'm not going anymore, ever again. I will not do that to myself because I literally came home and I was like frozen. I forget shit all the fucking time. But that doesn't mean I'm constantly in my Dory phase. It's just there's Dory moments all the time.
Right.
But there will be a week, that full week.
Like last week,
where I just fucking forgot everything. Right. So I think we may be at the plateau right now.
Okay.
One of the plateaus, because I know there's a couple. Oh, is this you
I'll put it over there in the corner.
Okay.
There.
Over there. Yeah, I think because I'm very level and I'm very okay, which means typically what comes next is the find out stage where everybody's going to make me angry.
Well, the kids just got back, so that would make perfect sense.
Yeah.
That would line up correctly.
Yeah, where everything is going to, and that typically, I think the find out stage, a lot that comes with that is my OCD.
Okay. So plateau, we had the question mark because we didn't know what it was going to be.
Yeah.
So now it's phase 3.
Yeah. Because it starts overstimulation.
Then the Dory phase.
Dory phase.
Stage 3.
Stage 3 is plateau. And
at least in this cycle. I mean, your cycle, your cycles could be different. But we're working through this cycle.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
So right now you're in your plateau.
Yeah, and sometimes it lasts 3 days, sometimes it lasts a week, sometimes it lasts 24 hours, sometimes it lasts 2 hours. We don't know. And I could go from a plateau to the find out to Dory, back to plateau, then back to the wall. We don't know.
Because we did mention the middle kind of jumbles around.
Yeah.
So I might be jumping around a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm very interested to see how this goes. Mm-hmm. I'm like all in on the stage.
I know you are. It's really funny because like you and I have never really in depth talked about my mental health. Like we have conversations about it, but not this deep.
Yeah.
Because it's always, I can never sit down long enough to actually like explain things to you.
This is why I love this.
Yeah.
The entire idea of this podcast.
Well, and I also have like this really weird thing where like I don't want to inconvenience people with my shit.
Yeah, and I don't want to ask because I feel like if you wanted to share it and discuss it, you'd tell me.
Yeah, and then when you ask me, I get very overstimulated.
Yeah.
Like today when we got home from church, you were like, we have a lot to talk about. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
What the fuck do you mean we have a lot to talk about? And you were like, on the podcast. And I was like, I just fucking walked in the door. Don't start with me.
Yeah.
Like, you got to give me, like, and it's always, every time we come down here, which is ADHD, right? Because it's...
Once you're doing it.
I have to go now. Because if I don't go, I'm not going to. The planned out part is we know it's going to be on Sundays. Mm-hmm. Because that is our day where it's the end of the week and we've gone through everything and everything has happened and yada, yada, yada. So we know, so in my head, I know that I have to do the podcast on Sundays. Unless I'm taking 30 milligrams of Vyvanse in the morning, then it ain't fucking happening. I got to do it when I take my Vyvanse. Yeah. But it's in a moment where we're like, should we go do this? And you're like, do what? I'm like, let's go downstairs. And you're like, okay. Yeah. And like, if
that's basically how my Sunday works is I have to build it around at any moment we're going to go do it.
Yeah, because anything else that I ask you to do, if I'm like, hey, can you go to the store and get me spaghetti sauce? You're like, yeah, I'll go in a bit.
Yeah.
But if I'm like, ready, let's go do this podcast, you're like, hey, let's go.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, fuck, okay, everything. Let's do it. So anyway, yeah. So we have plateaued this week, ladies and gents.
Because I love you. And I want to know everything about you. Mm-hmm. And so this is I'm really enjoying this.
I think we're learning together.
Yeah.
Like I
don't think you're an expert. I think you're figuring it out as we go.
Yeah, like and to anybody who is listening, I'm not a fucking expert on anybody else's ADHD.
We're becoming experts on you.
On mine.
Yeah, and that's it.
And if that can make it more relatable for whoever watches, then I'm so thankful for that. That's what I'm here for.
But that's all we can say.
Yeah, I cannot recommend and tell you things. I'm not an expert. I am literally just learning my own mental health.
That's what this is.
I am learning that I am a fucking lunatic.
Everybody's a mess.
Oh, man. But like, yeah.
Maybe you might be a little messier.
Yeah, I might be a little messier.
Yeah, this is for us. And if it helps you guys, cool.
Yeah. Yep.
That's it.
Cool.
No expectation.
None.
Cool. Stage 3.
Stage 3. You're so excited.
Yeah. I
was
said,
kind of
we call it stages, but I wrote phases. The phases of the ADHD cycle.
Well, it should be stages.
Phase 3. Because we say both.
We do.
Phase 2, phase 3.
The stages and phases.
Stages and phases. Okay.
All right, cool.
Cool. So that's where we're at.
Yep. Listen, let's do one of Evan's topics real quick. Let me do.
You just want to hit one?
Let's hit one. Let's make this guy happy. And I also don't have a grievance for you this week, actually.
You don't have a grievance?
No,
I have a grievance.
You were really good to me all week, actually.
I'm good to you every week.
You took really good care of me this week.
Don't I always? Don't I always?
Yes, you do.
Listen, we're working on some... Want to show the merch?
No.
No, okay.
Not yet.
We're working on merch. If you're on my Instagram, you might have seen it already, because I was showing a couple of previews of it. But I love it. It makes me laugh. Okay. He's got... I don't want to go through all of them, because there's a whole episode's worth of stuff here.
Sorry, guys. Just pick a random one.
Okay. Fucking guy.
Yeah.
All right. One of Evan sent a bunch more questions. Kind of the same concept of episode 3. If you haven't seen episode 3, go watch it. It's fucking hilarious. The meat of the episode is just fucking lightning round questions from our guy Evan, who has the best questions. So here's one of the next list. He says, "Is Dave an obnoxiously positive morning person?"
No. No, you are not. You are so quiet in the mornings until you've eaten. Once you've gotten out of bed, had your shower, and had something to eat, I am obnoxiously happy in the mornings.
I never used to be. I used to be that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. But it's only when I started working out and eating regularly and eating right, and then my body was like, now it knows it can get food in the morning.
Yeah.
Now I get nauseous if I don't eat right
no,
away.
Evan, I wake up and I'm like, good morning! See?
Even Riley knows.
Riley, she knows. And she climbs up and she gets up all in her face and like, good morning. And Dave is like, ugh.
It used to be the opposite. But ever since my body wants food right away.
Yeah.
It's like, I can't deal with anything until I eat.
Yeah, no, but you know what? Well, yeah, I guess because we've been together for 5 years and you've been working out for 7 is when it started, right?
Basically.
So this is, I was in.
So you didn't get to see.
No, and there's like some mornings that you'll wake up and be like, okay, let's do this. But you're like, I need to eat.
Yeah.
That's literally like the first thing you say when you open your eyes, and then you get up, you have a shower, you go eat, and then while you're like eating, you start doing your tra-la-la-las and all that shit in the kitchen. And I've already got like the bed made. I've got Riley outside. We're like jumping around. We're having a good time. I got my worship music started. Like I love mornings, just because I didn't know what a morning was for 13 years.
Right. It was just constant days.
Constant days.
Days into days.
Days into days into days.
Yeah, and then we get to wake up and enjoy a day. Enjoy what waking up's like. Because you only used to wake up like 3 times a year.
Yeah. I only ever woke up once a month. So like, yeah, facts. And like, again, I don't know why I keep going back to like dark references, but like at one point I didn't give a fuck if I woke up.
Yeah.
Like when I would come off of a bender, I'd be like, take me home.
Yeah.
Like, I'm good.
There was nothing to enjoy.
No, had nothing to look forward to.
Yeah.
Right? So now I like get to like get up and be with you and be with the kids and be with Riley, and there's like things to do during the day and go to the gym, and yeah, I love it. I actually force myself to go back to sleep because I'm typically up every morning at 5:30.
Yeah.
And that's from Dollarama. Dollarama did that to me. For the longest time I used to wake up at 3. And then I've gotten myself to 5:30. I wake up first, and then I'll go to the bathroom, and I have to sneak out because if she hears me, then she's like, let's get this shit going.
Yeah. She's the obnoxiously morning person.
Oh, she's so bad. Look at her. She's like, why are you so tired all the time? Yeah, so now I kind of force myself to go back to bed and I'll like sleep till like 8. But if I could be up at like 5:30 every day, I think I would be the happiest because I function best on like 6 hours of sleep. 8 hours is too much. Anything over 6, and I'm so exhausted all day. Like, I slept last night. I got to sleep at like 2:30 last night, I think, because I watched movies with the kids and you were gone.
Yep.
And as soon as it's so funny, because we talked about this, like, I literally heard your Pepsi can go with your pizza, and I went, and then I was like,
you can't say pizza on here. Chad's gonna know.
Chad, Dave ate 2 pizzas in 3 days.
Oh, fuck.
Full pizzas.
Yeah. Meal plan's going right at the fucking window.
Full pizzas.
Sam had a slice.
We went to Boston Pizza for supper, and he ate 9 pieces, and then ate 2 more when he came home.
He knows that part.
And then he ate Papa John's last night, and breadsticks, and then had some this morning, too, with his breakfast.
Yeah.
So he's bad.
So my meal plan for this week is water.
Chad, kick his ass at the gym tomorrow.
Yeah, he's going
Anyway, so, where was I going with this?
ADHD.
I quit.
I don't know where you were going.
We started talking about...
Oh, you heard, as soon as you heard my Pepsi can open.
Yeah, so I slept. And then, so it was like 2:30, and then she had me up at... No, she didn't. She actually slept because I had her up with me because I wanted her to sleep in today.
Yeah.
And we got up at 9.
Yeah, she got up when we got up for church.
I would have been so tired all day because I got 7.5 hours of sleep. I prefer to sleep for 6 hours, and I can function properly.
That's abnormal for a woman. Normally women need to sleep longer than men. 7's about what I need to.
I could sleep for days.
Oh, yeah,
if you
absolutely.
Let me,
but I'd be a fucking...
But I would be, like, I don't even nap. I hate naps. Naps suck.
Ruin you.
They do. And you know that. As soon as I have a nap, I wake up and I'm fucking miserable.
Yeah.
I have a headache. I'm like sick. I don't know what it is. I can't nap. Anyway. So no.
So there you go.
Dave is not an obnoxious nor happy
morning person. Not anymore.
Not anymore.
I was.
Until he started eating food.
Yeah.
And
Working
not
out.
chewing Molly.
Yeah, exactly. Now my body's like, food first.
Yeah. Then talk.
Otherwise I get nauseous. Real nauseous. Okay.
The tradition begins with the airing of grievances. I got a lot of problems with you people. Now you're going to hear about it.
So what the fuck is your grievance?
Well, as we discussed, so our grievances can be about each other, or they can also be about other shit.
Okay, so it's not
So
about
it's not
me?
about you.
Oh, good. Okay.
I DJ'd a wedding this weekend. The couple was amazing.
Yeah,
Bit
congratulations.
eccentric, but they're good. They were great.
Yeah.
The people at the wedding, however, the guests, most of the guests were okay, but there were some, and they just didn't fucking get it. And it was a split down the middle of country crowd, dance crowd. And you know, the moment you change from one genre to the other one that you're not playing, it's fucking miserable. Anyway, I'm just going to tell you that there were so many different things, but the one that got me the most was this chick came up at the end of the night, and she wanted to hear the song 3 by the Bloodhound Gang. And I got confused for a second. Do you mean 3.14? Because that's a song by the Bloodhound Gang. And she's like, no, 3. It's called 3. It's like, there's no song called 3 by the Bloodhound Gang. She's like, no, it literally is. Like, it is. It's called 3. I was like, woman, I got it right in front of me.
Did you woman her?
Oh, yeah.
Did you?
I was at that point of the night.
Yeah, you were
That was
done.
the end of the night. I was done. I was texting you all night. The guys were grabbing the microphone, feedbacking into my speakers. My blood pressure was...
You were so mad.
My blood pressure was
I've
through the
never seen
roof.
you, like, heard you. You've never texted me like that from a wedding ever.
I've never yelled at somebody during a wedding before.
No.
And I yelled at the guy twice over the microphone. Anyway, so I at this point, I'd had it.
Yeah.
And, like, I got it right in front of me. I can tell you, there's no song called 3 by the Bloodhound Gang. It's like, no, it's the legal name. The song is actually, but that's the legal name on the album. The song is, If You and Me, Baby. What?
You and Me, Baby.
You and Me, Baby ain't nothing but mammals. Let's do it like they do on the Discovery Channel. I'm like, that's called The Bad Touch. And she's like, no, it's called 3. It's like, I fucking promise you it's called The Bad Touch. He's like, it's not called The Bad Touch, it's called 3. Do you want to hear The Bad Touch or not? Yes.
There's nobody more entitled than a drunk girl at a wedding.
God, I almost flipped the table. I was so mad at that point. The whole night was bride and groom, amazing.
Their guests were just a lot.
There were a lot.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah. Anybody that DJs a wedding is going to know. Anybody that DJs anywhere is going to know. So that's my grievance for the week.
Drunk girl.
This drunk bitch at the wedding who didn't believe me when I told her. I'll block
Is it like number 3 on the album? Because that would be really funny.
That's what I said. I said it's probably track 3 on the album. She thought it was called 3.
That's funny. Like, is their album like one of those ones that did it back in the day where they were like, it was literally track 1, track 2, track 3?
Exactly.
And that's what it was called
3 the Bad Touch.
3 the Bad Touch? Yeah. I bet you.
That's what I said to Chad last night. I was like, Chad and Blake. That's probably exactly what it was.
Oh, yeah. Did you tell Blake what I said about needing a bouncer?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said.
I'm like, do you need a bouncer? I'll call Blake.
Yeah. Yeah, I told him to come up.
Don't make me come back here.
Justin said he was going to come up in his robe. And anyway, yeah, so it was...
Good crowd of guys you got there.
Yeah, it was time. That's my grievance.
Okay. I don't have any. I had a good week.
That's good. You had a good week?
I did have a good week.
Nice.
I mean, like, if you want to go, like, typical, like, the U.S.,
It's the entire country of the United States.
Yeah.
Is your grievance.
Yeah. America.
Yeah.
Is not the entire. Here, actually, you know what? I will give you one. Okay, so left is us, right is not.
Yes, we're far left.
We're far left.
Most typical, what people call left in the States and Canada is more center.
Okay, so Kamala is...
She's
left.
Left, but she's center.
But she's blue.
Yeah.
Okay.
But she is technically center.
So, right is Trump.
Yes.
Okay.
Far right.
These fucking idiots using the Dixie Chicks not ready to make nice on their TikToks talking about Kamala. How stupid are you? That's my grievance. Do you know what was that song written about?
I have no idea what you're referring to right now.
Okay.
I completely missed this.
You have no idea?
No idea.
Okay, so you know the song Not Ready to Make Nice by the Dixie Chicks.
I don't.
Are you serious?
Yeah. The only Dixie Chicks song I know is Goodbye Earl.
Okay. So they went to war with Bush.
Oh, I do remember that.
Remember this?
Yep.
And then Toby Keith.
They got like
Jason Aldean, life threats, death threats, all this shit. Okay? So the Dixie Chicks wrote this song because they are far left.
Yeah.
They are very
progressive,
pro-life, all the things that we are. They wrote that song, and the part of the song that's being used on TikTok is, I made my bed, I sleep like a baby, I have no regrets, and I don't mind saying, it's a sad, sad story that a mother would teach her daughter that she ought to hate a perfect stranger. And how in the hell can the words that I say send somebody so over the edge that they write me a letter saying that I better shut up and sing or my life will be over. Toby Keith. As much as anyway. Rest in peace, but he did. Jason Aldean, obviously. Jason Aldean, he's a loser. He's the one who used the Black Lives Matter protest in his music video.
Oh, right.
Try that in a small town. Fucking idiot. Anyway, and
dude's not even from a small town.
He's not even from a small town. And anyway, so these far-right Trump supporters, MAGA fucking... A fetus is a life, you're murdering babies, all lives matter.
Yeah.
Let me carry my gun. Guns aren't the problem. Children in schools are the issue.
Yeah.
Like, that's fucking whatever. Anyway, have been using this clip against to be like, vote Trump.
Right.
But it was written against the right.
See, here's the thing about the right is
they're stupid.
Well, they have no concept of subtext.
No.
At all.
No.
Zero. These are the same people that had no idea that Rage Against the Machine was political. When they're telling Zach De La Rocha, stop being, when did Rage Against the Machine get political? Because they've been talking about Trump the last little while.
What is their name?
What machine do you think they've been raging against all this time? What machine do
you think we're raging against? A fucking monster truck at your fucking rally?
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Toasters? Oh, man.
Yeah. So my grievance this week is America. That fucking country irritates and TikTok is very like centered with the US, right? So it's very like,
you're gonna get
and you know me, I'm like, my heart is blue for the US right now. Like, let's go. I am cheering them on. Like, I'm not even American and I want to be down there so I can vote for her, because as much as she did, you know, she was an attorney, she's a cop. You know what? Who cares? Because at the end of the day, she's left. She wants to protect the futures of of our daughters.
That's the thing.
And that is, you know, and it's actually funny because it's all for like our side, it's been women who have been like posting this Dixie Chick song because that's what it's about. It's like literally this man is trying to take our futures away.
Yep.
And so it's all been like mothers and grandmothers and stuff. And there was a father who was standing in front of his truck at the top of his lungs singing this song, saying, I'm voting for my daughter's safety and my daughter's future right now, which is crazy because a lot of men are like, Trump, let's go. But there's also a lot of men that you don't know about that are blue and that are like ready to go.
It's
like,
a very
let's
loud
do this.
minority that's making everybody look bad.
And right now, there are people who were red and have turned blue.
Arizona Republicans are voting for Kamala.
The TikTok I sent you of the Republicans that literally were like, guys, it's time.
Yeah.
Like, it's time.
Say the quiet part out loud.
Yeah, that we say the quiet thoughts out loud, that this man is not fit to run our country. And there is somebody who is here and is ready.
I was listening to a Jon Stewart's podcast the other day and had a historian on. I can't remember her name. She was really good. She was amazing. Anyway, he was saying, I wish I could have a pocket historian for every conversation ever.
Yeah.
Because she just kept piping him, actually. It was nice. Really good conversation. Anyway, she said, it fucking kills me right now that my daughter has less rights than I did growing up. Which is fucking wild.
I've seen that so many times on Threads and on Instagram and all that kind of stuff, that there's women. My grandmother had more rights and she is Indigenous than what women do in the US right now.
Yeah.
And that is so crazy to me to think that, you know, my grandmother grew up on a res and you know what I mean? And but she still had the choice of whether or not she was going to carry a child.
Yeah.
And so you're coming from people who were born in the 40s when women weren't allowed to vote.
Yep.
But they still could make the choice over their own body.
Wild.
Right? And like, you know what I mean? And because it was what Roe v. Wade was 1973 was when it came into effect. So that's when they made it that they were like, you can't control women's bodies anymore. This is up to them. So Roe 1973. Yeah. So that's when the Roe v. Wade came into, but you're talking like, for me, I know I'm in Canada. I understand I'm in Canada, but Canada tends to follow suit with our neighbors in some aspects sometimes. And we live in Alberta. And Alberta is the closest fucking thing to Texas that you will fucking get.
Yeah. We're Canada's Texas for sure.
There was, like, one of the biggest things that I find that gets said a lot about the right to bear arms, right? Guns aren't the problem. Right? Guns aren't the problem.
Guns don't kill people.
And it's like saying that people are only overweight because of their forks.
Right.
I'm like, no, that's not the same thing. Or however that's said. That's not how it's said. That's like saying, that basically and it is, because if you have the right to bear arms, well, then you can, you know what I mean? Anyway, America's broken. America's my grievance. It always will be. Every week you can ask me. Next week it'll probably be something fucking stupid Donald Trump said.
Yeah.
He's going on Dr. Phil. Did you see this?
No,
Dr. Phil is doing this and Dr. Phil calls him out on a bunch of shit. And I don't even like Dr. Phil, but I want to watch it. I think it's been really funny. We'll have to pull some clips from it.
It's so funny because Rage Against the machine they were raging against was Bill Clinton.
Yeah.
He was a Democrat. So,
was it Bill Clinton or Bush that the Dixie Chicks went up against?
Bush.
Dixie
Chicks was Bush. Rage Against the Machine was Bill Clinton. And
yeah.
because I remember watching an interview with Zach De La Rocha, and he said, because it was when Bush was president, and like, we were raging against Bill Clinton. Like, so imagine what we'd be saying right now, because they were on high, they were broke up with them.
Yeah.
So I think this is what half spurred him back to getting back together.
Yeah. I'm following a page on TikTok now. It's like Celebs Against Trump.
Yeah.
And it's all these interviews of celebrities who are like...
Everybody who's not Hulk Hogan and Kid Rock.
Yeah. And fucking Joe Rogan.
Rob Schneider.
Like, fuck.
Yeah.
Anyway. Anywho, but yeah, that's my grievance.
There you
America.
go. Well, yours was way fucking more extreme than mine was.
Yeah.
I'm just like, hey, be nice to DJs.
Stop being an idiot. And I'm like, fuck you. That's typically how our relationship goes anyway.
All right. Episode 7 in the can. Nailed it. Drop more comments. We had a 20-minute comment segment today, so keep those coming. We want to hear from you. What do you guys want to hear? Ask questions.
Don't be afraid to ask questions. Like I'm an open book.
Yeah.
I will never ever hide anything. And if there's specific things you want to know about, ask away.
Yeah,
I'll tell you.
If you enjoy the podcast and want to support us, you can donate. It's in the description. And we're going to get some new microphones, some new cameras, some new equipment. It's all coming. We're building this shit up. We're 7 down, 23 to go.
23 to go. And then we've made it.
We've made it.
Yeah.
And we'll keep this thing going. All right. Anything else we need to hit?
No, thanks for hearing me out.
See you next time.
Bye.
Wow.
You get fireworks.
I'm blown away right now. All right, I'm putting a stop to this.
Bye.